This is In Chambers with the Reader's Court. I'm your host, Mark Bertrand. Case 001, The Money That Looks Guilty. When suspicion needed no proof, the law only had to take the money. Here's the first truth of this case. The scene doesn't begin with a crime. It begins with a decision. Trooper Nathan Calder decides to stop the sedan before it passes him. Not because it's speeding, it isn't. The gray Nissan is doing 75 on Interstate 40. That's the opening pressure. A state agent choosing contact with a stranger for reasons the stranger will never get to audit. And this is where the title does the real work. The money that looks guilty. That's the illusion I'm prosecuting in case 001. Not intelligence, as in IQ. Not intelligence, as in deduction. The illusion of intelligence as authority performing certainty. In weak thrillers, smart means vocabulary. The writer stacks technical terms until the reader makes density for danger. In this case, the intelligence is procedural. The trooper doesn't need to prove anything. He only needs to suspect, and then he needs to keep his hands calm while the system carries the weight for him. That's the quiet horror of civil forfeiture. The state doesn't have to defeat you in court first. It can simply take and then dare you to spend the next year of your life trying to earn your property back. So when the cash appears, $42,000, the number isn't there to show off. It's there to create a moral problem that can't hide behind ambiguity. 1,000 is a mistake. 10,000 is a story. 42,000 is a target. And now watch the illusion form in real time. The trooper's power isn't the badge. His power is the burden shift. In a criminal world, the state must prove you guilty. In this civil world, the money becomes the accused. The owner becomes the petitioner. The proof becomes expensive. The timeline becomes punishment. Suspicion becomes a substitute for intelligence. That's why the case feels smart, without doing any fireworks, because the threat is not what will the villain do. The threat is what can the system do while staying polite. This is the key move the scene makes that the most thrillers do not. It refuses to turn the trooper into a comic book monster. It doesn't have to, because the system already grants him something more terrifying than malice: insulation. If he takes the money and he's wrong, the consequence doesn't land on him in any way. It lands always on the driver. The driver loses time, dignity, oxygen. The trooper fills out paperwork. That's not the character trait. That's architecture. Now here's the cut that exposes the illusion of intelligence cleanly. Real intelligence is constrained decision making under pressure. The illusion of intelligence is confidence without consequence. Civil forfeiture lets confidence become a weapon because it removes the risk from the person doing the taking. The trooper can sound certain. He can act certain. He can treat the cash as if it has a biography: dirty, suspicious, guilty, without ever needing to prove that biography in the moment that matters. So the tension isn't, will the trooper catch the bad guy? The tension is, will this decent person survive contact with a system that doesn't need to be right? That's why grief belongs in this case spine. The case line isn't about money. It's about what grief does to people. It makes them move wrong. It makes them carry cash. It makes them tired and compliant. It makes them answer questions they shouldn't answer because they don't have the energy for war. And the system loves compliant because compliant looks like consent. Now we come to the question, because every case has to end where the reader cannot. If you were Calder, you know the play. You know that law gives you room. You know suspicion is enough to start the machine. You also know you don't have to have proof, only a number that makes your coworkers nod. Do you take the money because the system rewards you for taking it? Or do you let it go because you can feel in your gut that looking guilty is not the same thing as being guilty, and you're about to turn someone's life into a pile of paperwork? What is the right thing to do? Don't forget to file your verdict after reading the case. The stories are fiction, the systems are real. When power and privilege go unchecked, the reader's court asks the only question that matters: what is the right thing to do?